Okay guys, here we go. So this video is being made for Caitlin and Aaron Weaver's class for the little ABCers. This week we are in week 15 talking about Fra Angelico. I just pulled the artist card from the CC Artists and Composers. So he would have lived around the same time. He was born a few years after Ghiberti. He was one of the greatest painters of the early Renaissance. Oddly enough, his name was not even Fra Angelico. It was Guido di Pietro. He took the name Fra Giovanni, but was often called Fra Angelico, meaning angelic monk. And then the little fra is taken from the Latin word frate, which means brother. We are attending the Annunciation, which is just a really peaceful portrayal of the meeting between Archangel Gabriel and the Virgin Mary. So for the little guys, the supplies are going to be some black paper, and then this portion, which is just Archangel Gabriel printed on some watercolor paper, some glue, water, paintbrushes, and then this little palette. Unfortunately, this is a take 2, so there is some mixing here, but I will talk about that later in the video. So the colors they'll be given on a plastic palette, similar to this, not exactly, is blue, red, green, yellow, white, and gold. So the first step is that they are going to glue down their little Gabriel here onto the center of the black paper. I feel like the black added a little something extra to kind of a simpler project for them. So I'm just following, if I'm attending this, I'm going to copy what he did. These little guys are absolutely free to color Gabriel whatever color their little heart desires. It does not need to be like this. But for maybe the older kids, like for Taylor, your class, this would be a cool color mixing moment. So as you can see in the original, Archangel Gabriel is wearing kind of like a pinkish frock here. So I'm going to take some white and red to make some pink. And then I'm just going to go in and kind of do this first. If I did not say this, the colors they'll be given are tempera paint, blue, red, green, yellow, white, and gold. And I'm just going to paint his little frock here. And I feel like, you know, for them, tempera was like the happy medium. The older kids might use acrylic, but this would have been done with tempera on wood panel, kind of like the Gates of Paradise. And then in order to make peach, oh here, sorry, I forgot his little sleeve here. To make peach is just red, white, and then yellow mixed together. So that's kind of what I started over here. For his skin and hands, and you can see it's very similar to the pink, but just a little bit more yellow tinted. And again, this does not, for them, they can do, if they wanted his face to be green, totally fine. And then kind of why I'm doing a take 2 is I realized this portion is his wings right here. And when I originally painted it, I did not do that. So for the background, I'm gonna kind of take this blue inspiration and kind of put this in the back. If they wanted to mix blue and green and see what that looked like, they could do that. Kind of makes a beautiful teal color. They could do more blue in other places. But I like this because you could still see the lines and do what needed to be done. Sorry if you can hear Jack in the background. All right, so at this point, they can dive into their gold. Oh, sorry, their hair. So over here, I mixed together some yellow and gold to give his hair. In the Annunciation, it looks like Archangel Gabriel was a blonde. So I just added some like iridescence to his hair. And I do feel like the gold on its own does look very goldy. So we can go in and do his wings. The gold is acrylic, so it's got a little more pigment than the tempera. And then I'm going to do his collar the same, and his halo. And I feel like that's good. I think the older kids are going to do gold leafing, but I feel like this is probably a little more age group friendly to do it like this. And then I loved like keeping the border because they can, you know, do their name down here. You guys are doing a great job. I feel like you guys are all kind of preparing your scripts differently, but you guys are all speaking to your students and giving them the information they need to know. So I will print what's in the tutor binder, but this is kind of the idea for the finished work.